So I'm making hash brown casserole here. These are the hash browns that I chose. They are for sale at any store. I picked these up at Ingles, and I'm just putting those in aluminum foil pans. One bag, 32 ounces each in each pan. I'm going to put those in each pan. I'm doing this because we have a lot of birthdays coming up, and with the holidays coming up and stuff, I just want to be able to have some stuff in our freezer for when the kids come by, so I can spend as much time as I can with them and Mark. This is cream of chicken soup. Both cans are different, but just two different brands of cream of chicken. I just put one can of cream of chicken in each foil pan with the potatoes, with the shredded potatoes. And I like to do cream of chicken. I don't care for cream of mushroom, and neither does Mark. So I usually just use cream of chicken, and then I don't put any water with that, with the cream of chicken soup. I just use it condensed, one can in each pan. And then I will open up a can of cream of celery soup. And that soup I like to half between the two pans. To me, it can be a little overpowering, so I just use the two, I just use one can and do half of a can of the condensed cream of celery soup in each pan. And then what I am going to do is go ahead and cut up the onion. I cut it in small pieces. I cut up the onion, and it's probably a medium to large onion, but I cut that and then cut it in half. I'll use half of the onion in each pan, in each foil pan. So I just cut that up. I don't cook the onion first or anything like that. I just cut it up and cut it into, tiny pieces. Just kind of chop it up. And then I'll put half of that onion in each pan. I'm trying to do more where I have things in the freezer that are already made, that's meal size, like these foil pans that we picked up. They're Reynolds pans that we picked up from Sam's. And I'm trying to do more of that and have those in the freezer, so it's convenient to pull them out. I use the sour cream. I do 1 cup of sour cream in each foil pan. And I just use, whatever's cheapest for the sour cream. And I just put, this one I got at Walmart. It's Great Value brand. And I just put 1 cup of this sour cream in each pan. And then that gives it a nice, real nice, creamy, rich flavor. And then after I put in the sour cream, what I like to do is take about 2 tablespoons of butter. I use I use unsalted real butter. So I try to watch the salt that I put into our food. So I'd put a couple of tablespoons of butter, unsalted butter, in each foil pan. And that seems to be enough to do what it needs to do in there. But sorry if you hear the dogs barking in the background. They are outside enjoying the sunshine, and I'm sure there's a hummingbird out there or something that's got their attention that they're talking to out there. So after I get the butter put away, what I like to do is go ahead and get the cheese ready. I was at Sam's the other day and found cheese on sale. These are our jalapenos that came out of our garden. I had a ton of those left after I did my pepper jelly video, after I canned all the pepper jelly. So I saved some of those just for this because we like to have a spicy hash brown casserole. So, but anyway, I like to get the cheese ready next. What I did was at Sam's, I bought a piece of Parmesan cheese, like a wedge of real Parmesan cheese, and I got that shredded up. So you'll see that in the next couple of steps. But I did go ahead and get that ready before I chopped up these jalapenos because they tend to get seeds and juice and everything else all over everything. So I'm trying to have everything ready before I deal with the jalapeno peppers. But I put one jalapeno chopped up very fine in each foil pan. These jalapenos, this variety, wasn't really hot. They're spicy and they have a really good flavor, but they were not hot peppers. By any means, they weren't hot. But they did add spice and a good flavor, but they didn't like leave your tongue burning or whatever. So, but they were good. So after I get my hands cleaned up here, I'm going to show you the Parmesan cheese that I picked up at Sam's. It's just a wedge of Parmesan cheese, and this is what I shredded to get ready to put in these pans. I'm just going to half that. That was 1 cup, and I split a half a cup between each one of the pans. And now I'm going to put sharp cheddar cheese. I really like Sam's sharp cheddar cheese. It doesn't have a ton of that powder stuff on it that a lot of bagged shredded cheese has. I put about 1 cup in each foil pan. This is my seasoned salt. I can't necessarily call it seasoned salt because it is a ton of seasonings with no salt in it. I used to put pink Himalayan sea salt in it, but now I only put seasonings. This is black pepper. We're going to put some black pepper on each one of those in each pan. I'll write a recipe and do a video of how I make that seasoned salt. It literally is just a bunch of seasonings. And I keep it in a big mason jar and use it for, what I call seasoned salt. But I am trying real hard to be careful about the salt that I put into our food. The salt in the soup, the salt content in the soup is pretty high, so I didn't add anything else I didn't add any salt to these at all, and I won't if we need to salt it or the kids think it needs some salt, they can do that on their plate. But I did not add any salt to this, which with that canned soup, you really don't need to add salt anyway. But I'm going to get this mixed up. It looks really good and it smells so delicious. And when I get ready to cook it, I will add a little bit of breadcrumbs on top. And it will be just delicious. I will bake it at 375 for about 35 to 45 minutes until the top gets golden brown and crispy. And it will be delicious. But these are going straight in the deep freeze. I'm going to wrap this up. And they will go into the deep freeze. And when we have the kids over for birthdays or a quick visit where I need to have a meal or whatever, all I have to do is go in the freezer and grab one of these when I know that they are on their way, and I can throw it in the oven. And I'm going to label this spicy hash brown casserole and put the date or the month and the year 9/22, and go ahead and get the other one stirred up and covered and labeled, and put that one in the freezer too. So we'll have 2 casseroles in the freezer for when we need them. Thanks for watching, guys. I just looked back at that video and that butter was salted. So correction, it was salted butter.